Hey, hey. How you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Good. How was that?
That was good. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's been a while, but I feel good.
Is that one of those fights where your experience wins over her relative up-and-comingness?
Yes, I think. Kind of took me a minute to kind of, get my, my bearings about me. Usually it's kind of like that most of the time when I fight. That first round usually not, my best round. But yeah, once I kind of get in there and start moving, I'm like, okay, yeah, hey, I remember this.
Is that... when you hear someone say that, it almost sounds like a scary experience. You get in there and going, oh, okay, it's taking a while for me to get going. Is that a moment of trying to control your nerves for the first 5 minutes before you start clicking?
Yeah, a little bit of nerves, a little bit like, okay, I got to kind of almost even remember like the feel of the canvas and, it's, this is my first fight since the whole, pandemic, COVID, and just not even having the crowd. That's a different experience in its own.
I was going to ask you, what was that like?
Yeah, very quiet. It was, I almost wish it could be like the gym and you have like tunes playing in the background or something. But yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still different. You feed off of the vibes from the crowd. So that's kind of a new thing in itself.
Is that one of those things that you kind of underappreciate how much you feed off the crowd until you don't have them there?
Yeah, that's like sometimes you can be in like the middle of the fight and like you're like, okay, man, I'm starting to feel the strain of the fight, and then you feel that crowd and they start cheering and yelling and they get you pumped up and you're like, okay, let's go, let's do this. Yeah.
Back to the fight itself, I think most people would say that the grappling was probably your route to victory. Is that what you anticipated? Did the fight play out how you thought it was going to?
Yes and no. I knew, grappling was obviously going to be like my stronger suit in this fight. I'm more comfortable on the ground. I was expecting kind of more kicks from her, especially like she's notorious for that head kick. So it kind of, that was, smart on her behalf because I was waiting for it.
I was actually going to ask you, she still threw kicks, and I thought, well, even throwing kicks at all would seem like an unwise strategy for her. Mm-hmm. But you anticipated that she was going to throw them more and use them to grab and take it down? That was your plan? Yeah.
That's what I was, played and trained a lot for counters off of, especially off that red head kick. So, it kind of, threw me off a little bit and, maybe anticipating it too much, but just trying to, just working on capitalizing on what she gave me.
Moving on to the next one, I mean, you said this is the first time you got to fight since the pandemic and everything. Do you want to be a bit more active this year? Do you want to just sort of see how it plays out? What are your plans for?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I feel good. I feel strong. I feel like the fight doesn't play on my face quite as big at 125 did. So, whatever they have, up and coming, I'll be back in the gym Monday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How has this time away been for you? I mean, and one of the things that everybody always talks about is ring rust. That feel of not really having the fight speed. You've had the training, you've sparred in camp, but was ring rust a real thing for you out there?
Yes and no. I recently I moved camps over to the Resistance in Pleasanton, so I had the chance and could experience training with different people, like different bodies, and I think that helps a lot with anyone within like ring rust, because it's once you get in the octagon, it's a different almost anxiety. It's another person who you're not familiar with, whereas in almost every day that you're used to training with the same people. So I think just utilizing that in my new environment and having new people in from different places to able to help me with that.
And how much does experience play into being able to sort of overcome that initial? Because I imagine with being away for a year, not feeling that, how much are you able to lean on your experience and to get your head through those initial anxieties, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I think it helps and it plays a lot when it comes to it, because I remember like my first, even my first 10 fights or whatever, that just. It took like majority of the fight just trying to calm your nerves, and obviously it's hard when you haven't fought in quite a long period of time, but still you get used to kind of almost getting back to, your breathing, able to control your emotions a little bit more.
Once you got in there, and obviously the fight's over, and when you look back on it, what things really maybe surprised or that you're happy about that really worked out for you out there?
I was really happy with, the way that maybe after the first round or so, but just helping moving and just, the main goal for this fight for me is just to get back in like the right headspace. And I feel like I was able to do that, and I haven't been able to do that in a while.
And I know one of the last things that people want. I mean, they look at the past like 3 losses. Is it like a breath of fresh air now that you've kind of got back in, you've got that win, and you're sort of reset again? Does that take a lot of pressure, or was there pressure on you coming into this fight?
There were, ups and downs. I thought about it a lot, kind of back and forth through training camp. Something. I kind of focused on, but I'm like just trying to shake it off. But, I wasn't thinking about it through this fight. I was just trying to think of, just trying to just get back to being me, being back to like the fighter that, I used to be, and find that love again for the sport. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Looking at 2021, what sort of goals are you setting for yourself for the rest of the year, and how many more times are you hoping to get back in there?
Man, I feel great. I feel, I feel like this was like the first fight in many that, it's just going to get better from now on. I kind of feel like I can breathe again, getting over this hump. So I feel like next one's going to be even better. So whenever they got things ready for me, let's go.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.